Carlos Nelson with the Kansas City Business Association, better known as KCBA. And tonight we've got someone that I've known since he was in high school. His dad was one of the major business mentors. I've had so many mentors in my life, but from Kansas City, really showed me how to do business in what I would like to say and don't say much in the white man's world. And I became kind of successful. And his son, Myron McCant, he's opening up a brand new daycare right in the heart of our community on 22nd and Prospect. And as we always say, the ball is in your court, Myron. Introduce yourself. I want you to give our audience history of you from the second grade. Then we'll get into your development. Let them know who you are, what schools you went to from grade school through college, and your road to success.
First of all, Carlos, thank you, man, for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm honored that you consider me. My name is Myron McCant. I am 58-year-old Kansas Citian. I was born and raised in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Lived there with my mother and stepfather. And 1980, I graduated from high school there. Went on to Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. Unfortunately, didn't get to finish, but I spent about 3 years there. And after that 3-year tenure, I winded up back in Kansas City, moved north of the river, and began to get into the working world for a plastics injection molding company there in Excelsior Springs, which used to be referred to as Whitaker Cable. After 2 years there, I was discovered and sought out after to be a commercial print salesman. So I got into commercial printing and did commercial printing for about 20 years. After the 20-year tenure, I've always had construction development in my DNA. And that come from, I guess that was an inherited characteristic, but that's always been a part of me. So I struck out there and attempted to do a development in Aiken, South Carolina, with a friend of mine that was mentoring me and kind of showing me the way. Unfortunately, that flopped and left me in a kind of a precarious situation.
Let me interrupt you for a minute. What did you learn from that flop?
I learned that development is a shark's tank, and you better have the proper, you better have done the proper due diligence and surround yourself with people of a like mind, and that is heading in the same direction that you desire to go.
Go ahead.
So from there, Carlos, man, that flopped. I went back to what I knew, which is I do a lot of construction myself. So I went back to running my saw and swinging my hammer. And after that, I winded up in the tire industry. So I am today, in addition to a developer, I'm also a full-time representative for one of the local tire dealers. I sell tires to the national.
You can give them the shameless plug. Go ahead and give it.
Yeah. So I'm a representative for Pomps Tire. They're a local tire dealer. They're pretty much a nationwide tire dealer, very large tire dealer here in the United States. Home base out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. I've been with them.
Who is your sales audience? Because you know we cater to the Black community. And if they can help you in any kind of way, they need to know. And that other business, run it down.
So my market in the tire business is anybody that's into trucking, anybody that's in the distribution. If you have vehicles, fleets, you're part of that vocation, then those are the people that we market to. We also market to some of the national account fleets. Kansas City Power and Light, which is now known as Evergy, is one of my accounts. I just recently acquired them. So that's what I found myself in, Carlos, for the last 10 years.
Tell them how to get in touch with you on that note, on that if they want to talk about tires or any of that, give them that information.
Yeah, so if you've got some trucks, over the road trucks, utility box trucks, all the way down to 1 tons, feel free to call me at 816-564-3597, or you can email me at mccant@pompstire.com, POMPS tire.com. So that's what I've been doing, Carlos, for the last 10 years, man. I stay busy.
So now let's get on what you on the show for, your company and your wife's company, the daycare. Talk to our audience a little bit about that, and tell them how that came about. And also, not just why it came about, because, I've had several businesses. Why did you decide to locate that in the heart of your community also?
Well, again, it's an inherited characteristic from my father. My father had a passion and a heart and passion for the underserved community. And as I've got older, this is something that has just kind of grown on me, Carlos. So my wife was providing childcare in a home-based center. When I met her, we actually met on Black People Meet on a website. And when we got involved, I saw what she was doing. And more importantly, I saw the opportunity to scale the business. So we agreed that we were going to start in a commercial facility. We got a commercial facility located on Prospect, exponential growth, just crazy growth over a short period of time. From there, Carlos, after about 3 or 4 years, we were putting people on the waiting list, and I had a waiting list of probably 350 at that time. That's 350 opportunities of children that we weren't not able to provide service to. So we understood then how big the market was and the market potential. So we moved from there to our current location, which is 3501 Woodland Avenue. I think the mantra behind our business, or the niche in our business, is we are the only 24-hour, 7-day-a-week childcare facility, fully functioning childcare facility in Kansas City. So it lends opportunities to develop private-public partnerships from 6 weeks old to 12 years old. So that service for those parents that work first, second, or overnight shifts, that have a hard time leaving or have difficulty finding someone to look over their children in the midst of going to work, we provide that service. And as a result, we now understand that not only do parents have that challenge, but employers have the same challenge, because they have a hard time hiring people because the people they want to hire don't have these services available. So as a result of that, Carlos, we identified a problem and we created a solution. And so with that, we've probably put on another 250 onto the waiting list, an additional 250. So I'm somewhere approaching 600 children, 600 opportunities that we've turned away.
So what's that behind you?
That's my development, Carlos. I was going to tell you, as a result of those of the market demand, we went out and we bought ground. That ground is located at 2141 Prospect Avenue, and we sought out to develop our own facility. And so what you see behind us is what we're currently building. It's under construction today, and we're very proud and excited about the outcome.
How many kids will that hold, or how many clients, I should say?
Yeah, so the capacity here and the hours that we operate will allow me to facilitate service to 436 children every 24 hours. It will also provide employment opportunities for 66 employees.
That is something that I have to commend you on. That's something that is scalable. That's something that we need in our community in spades. And I'd like to commend you on taking up that challenge to, as I say, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. And you're right, your dad, it's in your DNA. Uh, right over there by well, now it's 18th and Cleveland, where your dad started, him and Charles Hasley and the Black entrepreneurs and businessmen started that development and got the same tax rates and things as that was in the suburbs. And they were one of the first in Kansas City to provide that type of housing right in the urban core. And it took a consciousness and expertise in understanding the market and understanding how to make that happen. And uh, I'm I'm real proud. This is your show, but when I think about your dad, Alex Harris was a giant in construction in Kansas City. And anybody that would have anything else to say, they don't know what history is, they don't know what uh, progress is, and they damn sure don't know what leadership is. Because Alex was a leader. And in my private conversations with you, Myron, uh, you're really following in his footsteps. You're not just talking that talk, you walking that walk, and you're not walking that walk on the plaza. You walking that walk right there in the hood on 20 something in Prospect.
Yeah, Carlos, this is more than investing back into the community. It's more than developing in the community. What I hope this does, I hope this becomes a shining light, an example to those that have a desire to want to do something like this. It takes a lot of work, and it's not for the faint at heart. I will tell you that. Many have heard me say I had a full head of hair when I started, and things have changed. But everything has worked out for the good. But I hope that this would inspire some of our young people to let them know that everything is possible if you put the work into it. As we've had the conversation before, we lack exposure as some of the stakeholders in a central city, such as where we're planting seed, we lack exposure. So the people that have or that would want to do this, they don't see us. We don't get the exposure, and so it seems to be far-fetched for them. But so I'm glad to be able to do it. It's a high risk, but it was just a risk that we were willing to take. It was a sacrifice that we were willing to make, and hopefully everything pans out the way we have projected it to. And we just, again, man, I hope that I inspire somebody else to do something.
Well, Myra, it's a pleasure having you on KCBA, and we look forward to trying to work with you and your company as we given our pitch for you to join the organization. Take a look at what we're doing, and we look forward to having you on either way once the facility is built, so that we can bring the cameras down to the facility and go through a walkthrough with you so that our community can see this is not a pipe dream. When you told me where it was at, and I said I'd go that day, I didn't go, but I couldn't miss it. I had even forgot. I was flying down Prospect. I looked over to the right. I was going down on the north. I said, man got the framing up and they rolling, but I had went past so fast. So the next time I come down there, I'm pulling up and getting out the
Okay.
car and probably take a picture or two. But
Okay.
our community, I'm speaking on the behalf of the bottom 3/4, which I like to do. I know that they appreciate you providing some shelter, at least for some of the people in our community. Can't take care of everybody, but you working on it.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Carlos, one of the other things I'd say in addition to some of the things that I've already mentioned about the development, it's a 15,000 square foot footprint. However, I built a mixed use piece that's contiguous, which means it's attached. And what that'll be is about 4,500 square feet, Carlos, for a tenant. We were hoping, and we're hoping, optimistic that we would get perhaps a pediatric center that would provide for healthcare for children on the campus and the youth around the community. That's still on the burner. There are some other things that are that we're looking at, some other opportunities we're looking at today that I'm not at liberty to say, but I will tell you that whatever or whoever takes that space, it will also be a benefit to the community. And I won't take it. I won't allow anybody that come in there that won't provide some resource or some form of service to the community. And so it's also got to be complementary to my children. There'll be, you know, hundreds of children next door, so it's going to have to be a blended issue. But that's one of the other things that we're doing. It helps the development become sustainable. And so that's kind of where we are, man. We're excited about it.
Always works. That model always works on new development, getting a tenant in there, and it's brand new, it's energy efficient, and all
Absolutely.
of that.
Right.
It's got the communication devices. You're not gonna have no problem with the power, and I already know that if they building it new, when the company moves in there, they everything is set for you. So
it's, yeah, state of the art, Carlos. We are probably, I would tell you, close to 45–50% of the way through on the development. It is projected to be done, barring the weather, on April, the end of April, first part of May. So we'll be having a ribbon cutting ceremony at that time, and we're going to invite all our friends out.
Who's handling the sales or the rental? What real estate company? Or you?
Well, actually, I don't really have a real estate company. I just break away, and I've been hustling the opportunities myself. So, and then, you know, I know people know me. And so I've got some outside influences that see the value in what we're doing. So I can't take all the credit for it. I've got some feelers out there that are working on our behalf, and with my effort and their collaborative effort, we've got some things in the pipeline.
All right. In closing, as I close all the time with, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night and stay woke.